Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. It is Friday, January 28th, the year of our Lord 2022. Almost flubbed that line. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday to you. How's everybody doing out there today in Facebook land? Spittle happening. Hope you guys are doing great, man. Let's get the ticker ticking. Let's get the banners banning. We got the shirting and the coffeeing. I don't know what I'm talking about. The beard is out of control. I'm the laziest person you've ever met because I have not gone to get this thing trimmed. It has taken on a life of its own. I'm pretty sure that it gets up in the middle of the night while I'm asleep and goes and fights crime. That's a Spider-Man, a thinly veiled Spider-Man, black costume era joke for you. I hope you appreciate it. I worked hard on that. Let's say some hellos to the gallery. Who is first in line? If it's not Sandy in Germany, I'm more than disappointed. Guten Tag to you, my friend. How are you doing today? Carlos Martinez, what's going on? Shannon, how are you? You guys say hello to each other. It makes me so happy. Sugar Shane Odom in the house. Jamel in Vegas. How are you, my friend? What's up, Reg? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for hanging out, dude. I appreciate you. Christopher Cooper, what's up, my friend? How are you? Good to see you. Jamie in Tennessee. Tom in North Carolina, what's up? Thanks for hanging out, dude. Marcus, who is ready for the Royal Rumble tomorrow night? We're going to talk about it. Uh-oh! What's up, Jim? How are you? Good to see you, man. Chris says, I love your opening theme. Takes me back to watching. And that was the point of the music. It's horrible. It is generic 1980s pop, but that was the point. The point was to make you think 80s throwback pro wrestling programming. I'm so happy it works. That's why I've got the logo. See the logo? That's why I did that. I wanted the grapplers getting ready to grapple. Check it. You know what I mean? That was the whole point, was to make you think of I'm going to animate that sucker one of these days and make it look like the real deal, like a show opener. That would be cool. What's up, Will? Good to see you, my friend. Down under David, how you doing? Robin Tejas, how are you, my friend? I am the Merchandise King, Sandy. Tell these good people about how cool my merch is. What's up, Aaron? How are you, dude? Good to see you. Sugar, I was going to call you Sugar Ray. Look at that. Ray all day. It says it's snowing and I hate it. Brother, I'm with you. I hate it. Carlos says technical difficulties. Am I having technical difficulties for anybody else out there? What's up, Miss Lopez? How are you? Chris, what's going on? I hear you, man. I don't know. It's supposed to do something here, but I don't think we've got any accumulation. So, what's up, Tim? How you doing, my friend? Yeah, Beach Break was a good show. Eric Jackson in the house. What's up, E? Says it's 26 degrees there. Yeah, it's cold here as well. Christopher, what's going on? Hey, guys, while you're here, do me a favor. Hit the heart button, the thumbs up button, and the subscribe button. See that little bell for notifications at the bottom of the screen? If you would click that sucker, that means loads to me. That way you guys get notified every single time Tom Clark's Main Event goes live. You guys will know about it. Please and thank you. That'd be awesome. What's up, Sheree and Callie? How are you doing? Today is her daughter's 15th birthday. I feel you. My kid's 13, getting older all the time. Happy birthday to her. Rick, what's going on, dude? Oh, well, there you go. He's got Fridays off. Way to go. Good for you, Rick. Thanks for watching, man. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, dude. Oh, we're going to talk about it. Don't you fret. Don't you fret. No fretting allowed. No fretting allowed. We got a lot of people talking about Beach Break. That's cool. Scott, what's going on, dude? Scott Larson, #Truth Podcast. Go check it out. Go check it out. It's good stuff. Scott really supports the local independent pro wrestling scene. Good on him. Scott, we may have something to talk about in the future. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. All right, kids, do me a favor. Again, hit the heart button, the thumbs up, and the notifications bell before we get cranking. And as we get cranking, let's crank this. tinyurl.com/TomClarkPods, PODS, will give you everything you need to know about what? Tom Clark merch, baby. And just when you think that we can't talk enough about Tom Clark merch, we're about to show you a little something up in here, Hold on. There's that page. Let's share that screen while we're talking about it. Want to? I know you do. Shut up. You know you do. Don't even play, man. Let's share it, baby. There she is. There's the site. Tom Clark's main event. We got everything. Hats, mouse pad, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, tank tops. We got stuff for the ladies. We got ladies watching. Shut up. We got stickers. We got glossy stickers. As if the sticker was enough. We got one that's shiny too. Laptop skins, phone cases. As I say to you guys all the time, I assure you I'm not getting rich off you. Look, man, we even got throw blankets. Look at that stuff, dude. And competitive prices, I might add. We got a floor pillow for your dog to be comfortable on. What? We even have tapestries. Look at that logo. Designed by yours truly. Shut up. Man, that's fun. We got draw. Look at that. Look at all the stuff you can get, baby. Sandy from Germany will tell you about it. He's got all the Tom Clark stuff, man. Shut up. You kidding me? Look at all this. It just keeps going. Some images aren't loading because things want to be difficult sometimes. If you are also a fan of Tom Clark's 6M podcast, well, guess what? We got you hooked up for that too, baby. Look at that. Bam. Movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. I still got the Christmas designs up. Check out that TC6MP. I'm digging the crap out of that. I love that. There's the Tom Clark's main event Metallica logo. Isn't that cool? Yes. Yes, it is. There's the 6M to your right. We got the catchphrases. What's up, kids? Where's the dog? Say hey to the boy and go with God, brother. And of course, you know it. You love it. Hot garbage. We may click that sucker at certain points today if you guys play your cards right and play pretty with each other. All y'all be pretty. That's what my great-grandmother, one great, used to say. So yeah, be pretty. Man, have we got stuff to talk about. Thank you guys for clicking those buttons. I appreciate you. Tina, what's up? I'm going to start doing that old, what's that? We need to bring that back, dude. We need to bring that back. Shut up. Scott says he's going to order the wall clock. Hey, man, you're awesome, dude. Scott, if you want to set you up a shop, man, Redbubble is notoriously easy to use. I assure you. It's very freaking easy to use. Ain't nobody going to get rich off of it. Y'all need to know that, okay? None of us are going to get a ton of money, I promise you. So, y'all are arguing about Cole losing. Isn't that funny? Tina, I've been well. I hope you have been well. You guys don't have to answer. Cam, Canadian Cam. How's the Great White North, my friend? Thank you for hanging out, dude. Are you driving? Are you on the road today? You guys don't have to. Look here. I'm going to Ray talking about the shirt and the mug is fire. Look at that. Uh-oh. I love it. Ray, you're the man, dude. Hey, so you guys don't have to answer if you don't want to because it's kind of a personal question. So who here has not had COVID? And are you afraid to say because if you think you say it, you're going to get it like tomorrow? I've not had it yet. Mom always said, knock on wood, because you never can tell. Mom believes in spirits and stuff. I don't know what to tell you. Ron says he's seen me with Tina on Peaches and Power Bombs. Thanks for watching, dude. Did you float over from their show? I appreciate you, man. That's very cool of you. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Just so you guys know, if you've never watched me before, I'm Tom. What's up? The main event's been going strong since 2014. It's actually been on a live version here on the Facebook for the past, how long has it been, kids? 2 years? 3 years live, I think. Before that, it was just a one-man show recorded by yours truly. I would have on guests. I've interviewed wrestlers over the years. This is a labor of love for me, man. This isn't making me rich, I promise you. I do it because I love it. I love the business. I've been writing about pro wrestling for over 10 years now. I'm in the business to a certain degree. Been in the business before. I love this stuff. So there's my resume for talking about pro wrestling. I hope you guys appreciate it. WrestlingRumors.net is a place you can find my work. I write when I can. So there you go. There you go, kids. Who's ready to talk about some stuff up in here? Let's talk about one of the best ladder matches that you will see on this planet. Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes. If you guys thought that Jeff Hardy had a death wish, just you wait till you see this Sammy Guevara kid. Oh my God in heaven. Go with God, brother. That's all I can say. This kid is off his nut. Sammy does stuff that you only read about in books. Sammy does stuff that's CG'd in movies. That stuntmen are like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't get paid enough. I'm out. I'm out. They're gonna make another Marvel movie. I'll just go do that. That's the truth, man. Sammy's like, can I jump off that? Hey, can I? Dude, when you're around young wrestlers for enough period of time, like the cruiserweight style, you hear a lot. Hey, can I jump off that? Hey, boss, can I jump off that? Jamel, thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. That's awesome of you. That's awesome of you. Eric says, when the ladder didn't break after the swanton, I felt the pain in my back. Boy, didn't we all. Oh, my God in heaven. That was insane. Ray says, best ladder match ever. Sammy is the man. Very impressive. He's second to King Cole. You always got to throw that in, don't you? It's good stuff. Sugar Shane says, Sammy had the best RKO I've ever seen, Randy Orton. Well, that cutter was insane. For sure. So yeah. Tina said she heard that Mox is going to be there for Seth to get Roman. No, I just disagree with that. I just don't think, again, kids, I don't say anything in the paint myself into a corner and say, I guarantee you something is or is not going to happen. I don't do that stuff because I think that's silly. And if anyone does that, if you listen or watch anyone on my side of the fence who guarantees anything, it's not that they're lying. You just maybe shouldn't follow them because it's nonsense. Because no one can really guarantee anything unless you're behind the curtain and you can speak to it honestly. But in my opinion, I don't think you're going to see Jon Moxley tomorrow night. Jon Moxley has nothing to gain by appearing on WWE television. He just doesn't, kids. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. AEW has nothing to gain by it. It's not like people are going to turn the channel to see Moxley again because if they like the guy that much, they're already watching AEW. In my opinion. And listen, he could show up tomorrow night. If he does, you can be guaranteed they won't be calling him Jon Moxley, and he sure wouldn't be showing up to the Wild Thing song. I'm telling you, I just don't think it's going to happen, but that's just me talking. Alicia, what's up, my friend? Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, they talk about it, Tina, but I just don't. Listen, maybe it'll happen. Do you guys think it will? Do you guys think we'll actually see Jon Moxley tomorrow night? I just don't. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, man. You guys wrong or what? Or do you think I'm wrong? What do you think? This moment of shameless merchandising plug brought to you by Tom Clark's Main Event. He says, pointing to his lovely coffee mug. If people are tuning in right now, this is what they're going to see. Ready? Screenshot that. People be like, who's this clown with his coffee? Can you see that? I drink it sweet, baby. You know what I mean? Ain't no black coffee up in here. No. I have a joke to go along with that. I'm not going to share it. Chris says there's a better chance of Cody at the Rumble just because he's a free agent more than Mox, and we know that won't happen. Yeah, Cody's not going anywhere. Cody would be crazy to go anywhere. Now. Do I guarantee you won't see Cody Rhodes tomorrow night? No chance. I don't guarantee anything. I guarantee you that I love watching this stuff, and we'll see what happens. See, I would tend to agree with Shane that there's not a chance Mox is going back to WWE. I would tend to agree with you. Ray says he has that mug with coffee. Like right now, pictures, Ray, or it didn't happen. Share a pic, Ray, share it. Chris says, wonder how Mox feels when Seth said his name on SmackDown. Isn't that funny how Seth just name drops and that crowd didn't know Mox is Mox? Isn't that funny? Isn't that just funny? Carla says, heard they offered Jeff Hardy to come back to WWE, but he turned them down. I don't blame him at all. They offered the inspiration to show up in the Women's Royal Rumble, and they said, nope. Can't blame him for that either. You fire them and you invite them back for a stupid Rumble? Come on, man. Tim says none of the AEW roster will show up at the other channel. Well, maybe not. I still maintain that they have more of a chance. You see more of a chance of Impact men or women showing up tomorrow night. Ron says the Men's Royal Rumble is highly unpredictable this year, and I think that is what makes it even more. I agree. I love when you can't predict stuff, man. Tina says, I think maybe he would show just once to show them they didn't beat him. You know what? I feel that. I'm not going to be mad at that thought. I get what you're saying. They parted amicably, I believe. I mean, Mox had a huge story to tell after he left because most of them do. If you haven't listened to that episode of Jericho's podcast, go look it up. It's really good, by the way. Eric said, has it been said AEW guys appearing? Was wondering why everyone keeps saying about Rome. Because there's Cody supposedly a free agent and Seth name drop Mox on TV. Yeah. Nah, that's where it's coming from, dude. For real. That's where it's coming from. Ron says Jeff Hardy is working. Yeah, I saw that he and Matt are reuniting for Big Time Wrestling. Chad's at work. Chad Too Bad. Waited all week for me to call him Chad Too Bad. Don't lie. You know you did. Turn it up. Boy, did that sound country or what? Ray talking about Dan Hausen. Come on, man. We're going to talk about some Dan Hausen. Ray Dean Hausen. Oh. Ray done went and done it now. Ray Dean Hausen. Chris says, I think if Vince looks at Moose, he goes like, my God, look at him. Let's have Brock squash him. If you don't find that funny, you don't have a soul. Because that's some funny stuff right there. Are you kidding me? God, I'm in a good mood right now. Ask me after the show's over if I'm in a good mood. I'll be coming off the adrenaline buzz that is the main event. I'll be like, now I'm sad. Chris says, I'm more pumped for the women's rumble than the men's. Really hope they do right. By Mickey James. I tend to agree with you. La, 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 la. Dude, y'all are very vocal today. God, I love you guys. Dang. Chris, did not get a notification. Wonder why Chris didn't click that little bell. Look at the bell, Chris. Look at it. Click it. I'm just kidding. Maybe you did click it and it just didn't work. Eric says, can I get a nickname? Well, you can't be Easy E because that's, where'd he go? Oh, that's Elvis. Elvis is E. You got to earn it, Eric. You got to earn it, brother. We'll come up with something. Chad Too Bad says it makes my week. Where were we? Oh, yes. Guevara versus Rhodes. Sammy's out of his mind. Okay. Dude, what a match. That bump off the ladder, and the ladder didn't break under Cody. God, dude. Are you kidding me right now? The cutter off the ladders in the ring, extraordinary. Sammy Guevara is insane in all the best ways. The right guy won that match 155%. I couldn't say any better than that. For God's sake, can we all get off Cody's back for 2 seconds and finally admit that, yes, the guy does put over other talent? I'm so tired of this thinly veiled Triple H comparisons, not so thinly from them, right? But I'm just sick of it, dude. We got to get off that because that's not who Cody Rhodes is. For crying out loud, let it go. Please and thank you to everybody that's always talking about, oh, Cody, put him back over. Shut up. I hate it. It's not true, dude. It's not true. When the moment calls for it, when the moment's right, he does put over other talents. What's up, Molly? How are you? We are talking all about, we're going to be talking about the Rumble. I promise you. I promise you. What about the top of the ladder? Yeah, dude, that stalling suplex, that hanging vertical suplex, what do they call it? Yikes. Yikes. Crazy. Yeah, the spots are insane, man. Spots are insane. Do I think Nick Aldis will show up? Ooh, interesting. He's wanting some Hall of Fame prediction. Brother, I don't have anything for you. I just haven't thought that far ahead. You know what I mean? Yeah, it did look like Jamel to Jamel. There it is. To Jamel's point that Cody may pull that thing out. But I think the right guy won, honestly. How's about this? The internet exploded at the end of Dynamite. Ray all day. Ray's upset. Would you like to know why? Because his favorite guy of all time got pinned. You know what Ray said to that? Do you have any idea?
Hot garbage.
Ray's not happy because Ray's been understanding and knowing that his favorite of all time came out of Dynamite with an L. Okay?
Hot garbage.
I'm not clicking that because I think it's hot garbage. I'm clicking that because Ray is thinking it. Chad talking about who is Dan Hausen? Oh, freaking Chad, too bad. Dan Hausen, we're going to get there. Dan Hausen is one of the most original characters in this business in the last 10 years. Come at me. Show me someone else that does what he does. Show me. You can't. You can show me people that paint. You can show me guys who are eccentric. You can't show me a guy that does everything that Dan Hausen does. He says Tom Clark greater than Adam Cole. Ray, he said that. I didn't say that, dude. Eric says he loves the hot garbage button. I put it there to bring smiles to faces. I bring joy to the world. Joy to the world. The main event has come. Don't nobody be yelling blasphemy. It's just a song written by a dude. Okay. I'm just saying. Molly talking about the Britt Baker promo. Dude, I enjoyed it. Was it a little all over the place? Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, honestly. Alicia says that blew me away. No way did I see Adam losing that match. Yeah, yeah. It's well, here's the thing. It was set up for Orange to win, in my opinion. It was set up for Orange to win, you know? So yeah. Ray says, match don't count. And that dummy in the ring attacked him. Cole pinned him in a real match, so he's the king. Listen, Ray Dean Hausen. A loss is a loss. Yes, Adam Cole, the heel, is going to come back next week and say, hey, that doesn't count. And that clown under the ring, that Dan Hausen, who's he think he is? That was some fun, big-time stuff. You know what? I was talking to Phil last night after the 6M that we did. And I told Phil, I said, dude, he doesn't even have to wrestle. I would use him very sparingly on TV, and I would hardly ever use him in the ring. I would use him in spots, and I'd use him for comic relief. I'd use him to get himself over and get other people over, get matches over. Dude, he's so good. He doesn't have to work all the time. He just has to show up and he curses somebody. You know what I mean? That's all he has to do. And it's entertaining. And the crowd loved him and they knew him. And I freaking loved it. Chris says because it was an uncensored match, it doesn't go against his win-loss record. Hey, Chris, this is not directed at you, so don't take this to heart. But I saw people arguing over this on Twitter last night. And I'm like, and I said, look, on Wednesday night, I tweeted, by the way, at Tom Clark Writes, WRITES, at Tom Clark Writes on Twitter. You follow me, I'll follow you back. Okay. Someone, and I tweeted, Cole had to lose eventually, and it may as well be to Cassidy. And someone came back and said, it doesn't count. It was an unsanctioned match. It was lights out. And I almost typed, I didn't because you think better of it, because you don't want to get into it. But I almost typed, you do know none of this is real, right? It's not really a win-loss record. Cole hasn't really won a match. He hasn't really won anything. He hasn't really pinned anyone. He hasn't really lost anything either. This is not the NBA, kids. You guys know that. I'm not going off on anybody here. But if anybody wants to get too wrapped up in it, I don't know. I just think that we get, and listen, I do it sometimes too. And you know why? Because when the company cares so much about something and they on you, wiggling all over you with it, sometimes you're like, and then they go against what they've said. You're like, I thought this mattered. What's going on? Yeah, I do that. I have done that for real. So yeah, I don't know, dude. Chris says because he is a cheater. Oh, Ray, Chris got you back, brother. That's the truth. Let's talk about the match that's finally going to happen. CM Punk. Look in my eyes. What do you see? Cult of personality. Versus MJF in the Windy City next Wednesday night. Chicago. That's right, baby. MJF going to give the crowd what they've been wanting. You got to make them happy. Got to give the people what they want, as Excalibur would say. You're going to see it, kids. Punk versus MJF in Chicago. Let's just all jump a plane and go. You guys want to go? I'd love to go back to Chicago. That was so much fun. Ate way too much terrible food, but it was so good. Oh, look at Down Under David, baby. Done making a prediction. MJF for the win. Uh-oh. Tina says CM Punk. Now that is going to be a fight, dude. Punk is going to tear into him. Jamel says, don't see Punk losing in Chicago. Here's what I'll tell you, Jamel. Cole lost eventually. Danielson lost eventually. Punk will lose eventually. However, is he going to lose Wednesday? I don't think that he will. Chris says, I agree. But when TK says an AEW win-loss records count, you got to go by what he's... No, you're right. You're 100% right. It's the narrative that they push that you hold them accountable to. Because if you didn't hold them accountable to it, they would no longer... There wouldn't be a need to push the narrative. You're right. It's like the tag ropes. For years, guys held tag ropes. And when suddenly they don't have to hold tag ropes anymore, you're like, wait a minute. For years, you hold tag ropes or you can't make the tag. The referee will call you on it. See what I'm saying? It's their rules. It's their thing, right? So you hold them to it. I have no problem holding them to it. My only point was people are getting so bogged down in this. Well, Cole, by God. And that's not, again, that's directed at no one here and especially not Ray all day. Eric says he's going to be at February 9th Dynamite in Atlantic City. Oh, dude, that's awesome. February 9th, the boy and I will be in Charlotte watching the Hornets play the Bulls. And yes, Lonzo Ball is out with surgery. The whole point of going to this game was to see the brothers ball on the court. And now we can't. It's okay. Sugar Shane bringing the old school. MJF reminds me of Eddie Gilbert. Oh, my God. Why have I never thought of that? As much heat as Eddie had in Memphis, MJF will have it in Chicago. Oh, man. It's going to be so much fun. He's talking about fireballs. You know why you don't do fireballs in AEW? 2 words, Jim Cornette. That's why. Not because of what he thinks. I don't care what Jim thinks. None of you should care either, okay? But my point is, it's just such a, I don't know. And you guys know I'm old school. I love me some old school pro wrestling. I do. However, there's some things I believe should be left in the past, and I just don't think fireballs are. I mean, they did them in WWE for a few times, and I don't know. But you know what? You know what? Don't be surprised if you see it. Cody's an old school guy. There's old school. I mean, Tony's old school. We'll see. Chris says CM Punk's and Jericho's music is my favorite. Oh, dude. It's being in Chicago and singing Punk's song as he comes to the ring, and then after he wins the match. Those are memories I'll never lose, for sure. Ray's going to be at the February 9th AEW as well. Ray, have a great time, my friend. So, yes, I think this match will be everything and then some. I can't wait to see it, kids. I think it's going to be a fun night to be had by all. That's going to be a fun night next week. We'll see what happens when CM Punk tangles with Maxwell, Jacob Friedman. And since we've already talked about this guy, Dynamite Hausen, Dan Hausen is all elite. If you guys don't know Dan Hausen, Google the Dan Hausen, okay? YouTube of the Dan Hausen. Dan Hausen is insanely fun, insanely creative, and original. Again, kids, he's an original gimmick. That's not something you get every day in the business of pro wrestling. I promise you that. Google him. YouTube him. You won't be disappointed. God, he's so much fun. Chris asked him about when them boys coming to AEW. In my opinion, I think it was probably supposed to have happened last week. You had them online going at each other. They're still going at each other. I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I don't know when we're going to see it. Hopefully, it's, Wednesday, is AEW ever going to go to Delaware? You know what I mean? Sandy Fort, Delaware. I'd love to see it. I mean, we're going to see Jay and Mark in AEW. I think it's only a matter of time, in my opinion. So, Eric's asking about the Fireball. The Fireball is essentially a cigarette lighter and flash paper. That's all it is. And you light it and you toss it, and it makes a whoosh in the air like a magician. You know what I mean? And if you're the guy taking it, you just close your eyes and hope for the best, and it's probably going to burn you. If they were to do it in AEW, I'm sure they would be safe. I mean, Cody's entire back was covered in that gel to keep him safe from the flaming table, right? So he still got burned anyway, right? Don't be surprised if you were to see it at some point. But if you want to know about the best fireball you've ever seen, go back to watch Jim Cornette throwing a fireball in the face of Ronnie Garvin in the NWA, and that will tell you all you need to know. I can't share the video. You guys know that, right? Because, they pull everything down. You can't do anything, right? Because they just make stuff not fun. Let's see. Oh, I could show I won't show the video, kids, because, again, I can't. But I will show you an image. Let's see here. Let's see here now, boy. La 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 la. All right, there's the image. I'm not going to play the video because I can't, because it'll probably get pulled down. Look at that. That's right before he throws it. You see Ronnie preparing, and that's the aftermath. It's one of the most intriguing moments. Oh, check that out. Check that out. Look at that. See it? What a moment. As a kid, I was stunned. Check this out. So the story is, I think, don't get me wrong, I could be confusing this with the Ricky Morton, when the Horseman went after his face. But I think that Ron took like sandpaper to his face to get the desired effect of the burn and everything. Old school guys are tough as nails, man. Tough as shoe leather. That's the truth. Look at that. I mean, it's been done since then. And like we were talking about earlier, it was done in Mid-South quite a bit, dude. Quite a bit. But yeah, it's not the safest thing in the world. It's maybe not the most dangerous, but it's also not the safest thing either. So, yeah, go watch the video, dude. I'm not going to show it here again. I don't want the video to get taken down. Brett with a great point. The original Sheik was the king of fire in wrestling. Absolutely agree. Kids, while you're here, if you have not hit the like button, the heart button, the heart button, and the notifications, please click those now while you're here. Please and thank you. Sugar Shane says, nobody threw a fireball like Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I love Eddie. Eddie, very underrated. Yeah, he was great. I'm not going to argue with you. He's great, man. Hey, Eric, anytime, my friend. Tina says there used to be a wrestler that when he came out, he would do that. I want to believe it was back when it was back to WCW. Several guys have used it over the years. There was a spot Taker was working Mick Foley as Mankind, and Paul Bearer was supposed to be throwing the fireball. He was supposed to, let me see if I can remember how this works. He was supposed to be throwing the fireball. Foley was holding Taker, and Taker reversed it and threw Foley in front of him, and he couldn't get the thing to light, and they screwed it up like twice. And by the third time, Taker just kicked him or something and picked the stuff up off the mat and just threw the fireball at him anyway. Like, give me that. Because the whole thing got messed up. Totally messed up. Timothy asking about Layla Hirsch. I thought that match with Red Velvet, I heard it get roasted by some people on Dynamite, Tim. I don't think it was that bad. Do I think it was good? No. I don't know if there's enough there to feud over, to argue over. That's me personally talking, but I didn't hate on it as much as everybody else did. I'm okay with her as a heel because you could portray her as a Taz kind of heel. Do you know what I'm saying? Where like she's short, but she's stout and she's strong and she's legit a bad fighter, like a tough fighter. I'm okay with that to a certain extent. And do I think it's 100% believable? Time will tell. Toby watching on the YouTube says it was so nice seeing Cole take the loss, Hausen. Woo! Ray's coming for you. Alicia says it wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. I agree. Let's talk about Rampage, kids. Tonight on the Rampage, no spoilers. If you spoil it, you get kicked off the show. Believe that, okay? Lee Johnson and Brock Anderson with Arn versus FTR with Tully. TBS Championship match, Jade Cargill versus Julia Hart, who's going to turn and join the House of Black. You better believe it. John Moxley versus Anthony Bowens, and AEW World Tag Team Championship match, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus the Private Party. There, kids, is your Rampage preview. Let's talk numbers, kids. This past week, Dynamite clocking in at 1.10 million versus last week's at 1.03, holding steady 2 weeks in a row. Tonight's Rampage, we have no idea yet, but last week was 594. That was actually up from, I think, 569 from the week before. There's your numbers, kids. Now, let's talk about what a whole bunch of you have been wanting to talk about for a good long time. There's a little show tomorrow night by a little company you may have heard of called World Wrestling Entertainment. On the docket for the Royal Rumble, the 30-women Royal Rumble match, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. We also have Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. I love Piper Niven. I don't like Doudrop. Okay. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice. Universal Champion Roman by God Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. Usos barred from ringside. Universal Championship on the line. And WWE Champion Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. All right, kids. Now's your time. You're up to bat. Who's got predictions for the Rumble? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys want to see tomorrow night? Who were you hoping to see tomorrow night? And don't throw Mox at me and don't throw Cody at me. We've already went there. Throw me somebody else. How many legends do you think are going to be in that Rumble tomorrow night? Because they got to fill it up, right? How many? Trish probably, maybe. I don't know. I mean, how many legends you thinking? Carlos said Johnny Knoxville wins. Yeah. Jim says, let him in. He's coming back. I'm on the record as saying I would not be shocked or dismayed or in awe of the formerly known as Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, returning as Bray Wyatt to WWE. I would not be surprised at all. Alicia says, wouldn't put it out. Austin Theory winning the Rumble as hard as Vince is pushing him. It's different. Shannon says she wants to see Victoria. I love me some Victoria, man. Tina says it's going to be people we wouldn't think. Is that to suggest it's going to be legends we don't care about? No disrespect to legends, but we're talking about legends that can't walk, that can barely get over the top rope. Listen, dude, they are reaching back all the time. They got to reach back, dude. You know what I mean? Get up here. Get up here. And I'm always like, you got a locker room full of people, man. Well, you did till you fired them all. I speak the truth. I spit the truth, yo. Shut up. Ray says he heard talking about Shane McMahon. Shane in the Rumble.
Hot garbage.
Shane in the Royal Rumble.
What?
Shane McMahon.
What?
Vince McMahon's son.
What?
The guy who doesn't want to run his father's company.
What?
The guy that has the worst working punch that you've ever seen.
What?
It either doesn't connect at all,
What?
or it takes it takes you out, knocks you out cold.
What?
He can't kick.
What?
He can't punch.
What?
He can't work.
What?
He's 65 years old.
What?
That's Shane McMahon?
What? Hot garbage.
Oh, sing it so they can hear it to the heavens, baby.
Hot garbage.
I had no desire to see Shane McMahon come back and get into a ring and pretend to wrestle. I had no desire then. I have no desire now. Does that mean it won't happen? No. Will says he can bump. Yeah, he's good for falling off stuff. He can do that. Chris, I didn't see you duck in here, brother. How are you? There have been some silly rumors. Aren't there always about the Rumble, dude? Every year there's something different. Robbie. I will go out on a limb. Titus O'Neil returns to the Royal Rumble and at the most eliminates a few wrestlers to recover from sliding under the ring previously. Might not win the whole thing, but makes a good appearance. I'll do you one better. I think they have him either mimic the exact same spot or make him look like more of a joke than he did when he failed before. You want to know why? Because Titus does a lot for that company, man. He's a great ambassador who's never used in the ring because reasons. Right? So why not make him look goofy and stupid and ridiculous and asinine on the same shot? Don't be surprised if it happens. I like your idea more. I really do. Ron says LA Knight could be called up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for you, Ron. What do you think about that, buddy? Let's see. Jim says AJ to win it. Toby says he's on YouTube because man, I see a lot of you guys getting banned from the Facebook or putting time out and putting Facebook in jail all the time, man. It's weird. What are y'all doing to tick people off, dude? Because, like, man, I'm the least controversial cat you will ever listen to. For sure. Okay? Like, I don't tick anybody off. Have I ever made you guys mad? Be honest. I don't think I ever have I? I'm a white meat baby face, brother. I'm just saying. I love playing a heel, but at the core, I'm a white meat baby face, brother. Give me one name. Everyone here, there's 29 of you. I expect 29 names. I don't want a or a maybe, or we'll see, or I don't know. I want one name. There's 28 of you. Who left? Who left? Oh, it's 29. Welcome back. I want one name from all of you right now. Who wins the Men's Royal Rumble? Go. David Down Under says Big E for the win of the Rumble. I can get behind that all day. Tina with Randy. Oh, God. They're flying in, baby. Ron says AJ. Molly says AJ. Uh-oh. Double V, what's up, brother? Big E, and he's already choosing the women. Liv. Sugar Shane says Braun Breaker. Chris says AJ. Brett says Finn Balor. Chris says AJ. This is going to be AJ. Look out. Jason, what's up? Damian Priest. Shannon says AJ. Toby says AJ. Oh, God in heaven. Alicia says Big E. Gavin says AJ. Robbie says KO. Anthony says Orton. Christopher A. Patton says Brock Lesnar. Loses to Bobby, sets up Lesnar versus Roman. I haven't asked about women yet. Calm down. I'll get there. We'll get there together. Let's all just get there together. Jim says AJ. Cherie says Gunter. Interesting choice. Second vote for Priest from Timothy Gonzalez. Third vote for Priest from Frank. They've done right by Priest, kids. I'm just saying. Ray says Johnny Wrestling. You think Organa will come back? That's interesting. You guys are awesome, baby. Y'all are awesome. Okay, thank you everybody for playing along. Okay. Hey, Ron, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you, man. You're the best. Ron, send me a friend request. If any of you guys are not friends with me on the Facebook, let's make it happen. I'm a good friend. I'm nice. I'm polite and stuff. Look at me. All right. Thanks, everybody, for playing. It's time for the Women's Rumble. I want one name. I don't know. I don't want an or an and or a maybe. I want one name. Who wins the Women's Rumble? Because I think AJ is everybody's unanimous, not unanimous, but most of the choices was AJ. Okay. And go. David, you did it again, brother. You're the first one. David says Bailey. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Ray All Day says Lita. Alicia says Bianca. Anthony says Liv. Oh, where'd you go? They're coming in from everywhere. Yep. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Jason says Rhonda. Ooh. Yikes. Molly says Rhonda. Chris says, well, Chris, send me a request, brother. What you waiting on, man? Jamila says Bliss. Oh, God. Chris says Liv. Sugar Shane says Lita. Where do you go? Yeah, honestly, I think I'm inclined to agree with the Lita choice. Brett says Liv. Toby says Rhonda. Shannon says Bailey. Tina says Bianca. Chris says Charlotte Flair, titles unified at Mania. She's going to break her dad's record, kid. You guys know that, don't you? Cherie says Bailey. Excuse me. Robbie says Liv. Carlos says Ronda. Yeah, it's hard to believe Ronda comes back for the Rumble and doesn't win the thing. For real. Jim says Alexa. I think Ronda gets booed out of the building. Chris says Ronda. Ray says Cole didn't lose. Oh, Ray, you're the best. Tim says Mickey James. Woo. Brett says, I read Bailey won't be ready in time. Don't believe anything you read, dude. Nothing. For good or for bad, don't believe a thing you read. Liv Morgan says Gavin. Frank says Alexa. Brett says Liv. Will says Liv for the women's. Yeah. Let's see. Where'd you go, Alicia? Alicia said, nobody think about Asuka. Excellent point. Excellent point. Excellent point. You guys are awesome. Thanks for playing along. That's fun, dude. Remind me to do that every time. Yeah, dude. That's fun stuff. It's going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to watch it. I can't promise you I'm going to watch it live. I got a big day tomorrow, but I'll probably watch it. So we'll see what happens. The matches, what match is going to steal the show? Here's one out of left field for you. I think it's possible that Roman loses tomorrow night. Because I think they want to set up Roman versus Brock. And this, by the way, this is not just my take. This is Phil Lindsay's take also. What up, Phil? Phil hit me with this last night. Phil's version is that Roman loses the title tomorrow night to Seth. Seth on top of Seth is on top of SmackDown. Okay. And then they have Roman challenge Brock for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Roman beats Brock. Roman is heading Raw. Seth is heading SmackDown. It's good predictions. I dig them. Am I for them? I mean, I'm not really for or against, but I think I could totally see it. Jim says Bobby or Brock. I think Brock, in my opinion. In my opinion. Chris says Lesnar loses, wins Rumble, faces Roman for the title at Mania. Could happen. Anything could happen. Right? Anything could happen. What's up, Jamie? Man, are you late? You're very late. It's all right. That's all right. Sugar Shane says, I want to see a fatal four-way, Lesnar, Lashley, Seth, and Reigns. They could set that up too. I don't know if I like my world title being decided in a fatal four-way. If they do it, they do it. If they do it, they do it. Tina says Bobby needs to get beat down. I disagree with that assessment. I disagree. So that's just me talking. Let's talk about SmackDown tonight, kids. Real quick, the SmackDown preview. We'll get there. Tonight, of course, the go-home show for the aforementioned Royal Rumble. We'll see what happens tonight, kids. It's a pretty, usually they don't announce anything for it. They have this time. Seth Rollins heads to SmackDown to deliver a personal message to Roman Reigns. Ridge Holland returns alongside Sheamus for WWE Day 1 rematch with Ricochet and Cesaro. The New Day's Big E and Kofi Kingston to battle Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Naomi to finally go one-on-one against Sonya Deville. There's your SmackDown card for tonight, kids. Here's some numbers for you. If you're curious, here they is. This week, January 24th, Raw 1.77 million. I'm choked up. Up from last week, 1.61 million. NXT 593 down, up just a hair from last week, 587. And SmackDown, we're not sure yet. It hasn't happened yet. Last week was 2.26. That's the numbers, kids. Read them and weep, or read them and love and rejoice. Up to you. The floor is open. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we all patiently await Ray's question. Don't wait. It's the highlight of the show. Jamie says, do you see WWE make a larger Samoan Dynasty stable? I would think if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now, but I could be wrong. I personally don't care to see it. I think Roman would be great at it because Roman's pretty good at this stuff at this point. But I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think they need it. That's my opinion. Molly says, Adam Cole lost. Hear that, Ray? They're coming for you. Jim says Madcap Moss is good, needs to change his gimmick and turn on Corbin already. Well, that's not up to him, brother. Chris says surprise entry. And I tell you, dude, I'm almost thinking Kelly Klein's done. I've not heard anything from her or about her in 2 years. I mean, it's been a long time. Do you think they will botch this alleged Forbidden Door if they go through with it? Like WWE? If anybody can screw something up, it's WWE. And I don't care what throw shade at me all you want to. I could care less. I don't care. Okay. For a company to be at this as long as they've been at it, if there's one company that could screw it up really bad, it's the same company. Isn't that surprising? They should be the kings of this stuff. Raw should be the best pro wrestling show on TV for years. And you should never doubt how good it is. And it should be 2.5 million viewers every Monday night and should be killing it all the time. And it's not, okay? Because it's not good. It's not a good show, in my opinion. If you love it, go with God, brother. Ray, I've been waiting patiently on you, and here we go. EPMD or House of Pain. Ooh, if Adam Cole made your family a big fruit salad and there was extra, could I have it? And after the salad, he invites you to the movies. Can I come as well? Boy, I'm going to put your question mark up there because I'm going to tell you something. You even went so far as to put fruit emojis in there. Good on you, Ray. I'm going to give you a button for that. EPMD is hard to beat. I'm going to say EPMD for the fact of longevity and for impact on the game. I don't think House of Pain's impact is all that big, all that grand, my opinion. That's a great question. You're getting more creative with this stuff. I appreciate that. This is for you, Ray. Take my buttons, freaking AEW and WWE. I double dog dare you. Isn't that something like back in the day, the words double dog dare was like legit? Someone said that, everyone went, oh. Can you imagine there was a time in this world, in this country, when that was a thing? You dare him? I double dog dare him. It's like your mama. Have you been insulted by someone saying, all right, well, you know what? Your mama. Because when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, that was a legit, dude, I saw fist fights break out. Your mama, what'd you say? Bam. I'm not even kidding. Isn't that something how things change? Alicia. From now on, I'm going to start saying your name like Alicia. You okay with that? AD. I can't shorten your name. Your name is free. Your name, I swear you sound like a political writer, like a political journalist. We have the latest from Alicia D. Byers Brown. For real. The whole Sonya versus Naomi needs to go away. I never from your lips to the ears of God, my friend. Speak your truth. Jim says Rikishi to be new advocate for Roman. I like Rikishi. Is that the right role for him? I don't know. Toby says surprise entries. Melina and Kari Sane. Well, Nia Jax no longer in the building. Kari Sane should be pretty safe. I think Nia Jax was making her mission to kill that girl. Just saying. Jamie's going to go out on a limb, baby. I call it Cody versus Shane McMahon at Mania. Bam! Uh-oh. Here comes the money. Robbie says, earlier you mentioned fireballs in the history of wrestling. What do you think was the bloodiest match ever? Not that I applaud blood. It's subjective because if I pitch you one, you're going to say, nuh-uh, I saw the bloodiest match. All right, the amount of blood is not subjective, right? But there will be some indie show that was like on IWTV that had the most blood that particular guy's ever seen. And like, that's the bloodiest match I've ever seen. There was a match between the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty against Doug Summers and Buddy Rose, Playboy Buddy Rose and Pretty Boy Doug Summers for the AWA World Tag Team Championships. The Midnight Rockers had on white tights that night, and they bled like stuck pigs. They bled everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, Summers and Rose bled too, but dude, Marty had the best color that night I think I've ever seen him have. That was a bloody match. Bloody. Dusty's had the Crimson Mask. Rick has had it. Dusty versus Magnum, Magnum versus Till the I Quit match. Austin could get great color. It's a lot to go through. The bloodiest match that immediately jumps to mind, to my memory, to my answer, Midnight Rockers versus Rose and Summers. Tim says, are you surprised at the ratings for AEW going up since they moved to TBS? I'm not surprised by that at all. Chris Ray Patton says SmackDown should have the bigger viewing audience simply because they are still offered as free over the air. The focus should be on SmackDown, honestly. I'm okay with that, but if that's the case, stop calling Raw your flagship show. And I'm not going to disagree with you, but Raw is still very important to them. It is very important to them. Your take makes perfect sense, but in Vince McMahon's world, Raw is hugely important. Can you tell by watching? Nope. I can't. Can you? I see where you're coming from. Totally. Can't say I disagree with you. Sugar Shane just mentioned Disney. I'm on the record as saying I think when the time comes to sell that company, I think that Disney will be the ones to buy it. I've said Disney or NBC. Is that how it said, your name? That's awesome. Well, cool. I've been mispronouncing your name this whole time. Now I feel like a heel. Alicia, I actually like it better that way. That's cool. I was getting ready to say that's hot, and that was going to sound pervy. I didn't mean to sound pervy. I could have just not shared that part. White guys tend to get a little mouthy, don't they? That's the problem with white guys, man. A lot of us don't know when to shut up. Let me click on a comment, get myself out of trouble. Shannon says, oh, but it may not count on win-loss record. Oh, my God. Are we still talking about Adam Cole losing? Ray! Oh, my God, Ray. Yes, Ray, yes. Under one condition. Stop talking about Adam Cole losing. Losing to Orange Cassidy. Tina says, haven't seen the Rockers at Midnight Express. Midnight Express and Rock and Roll Express. Rock and Roll Express are on their farewell tour right now. There you go. Sugar Shane says, bloodiest match he's ever seen was the Moondogs versus Fabulous Ones. Ooh, I can only imagine. Steve Keirn and Stan Lane. Dave says, hey, Tom, sorry I've been away for Dave, it's all good, man. You missed the whole show, Dave. Now you're going to have to go back and watch it. It's okay. You missed me hawking merchandise, talking about Dynamite, talking about Royal Rumble. Man, you missed all kinds of stuff. Chris talking about a UK main event. Dude, if there's one show I'm deeply sorry I let go of was NXT UK. I'm going to have to get back to it eventually. Shan, you're awesome. E says, Tom from Podcast Hall of Fame. E, I appreciate you, but you know how many people know about my show? They're like this many. And the many that many that know are awesome. You guys are the greatest, okay? Don't take any disrespect by that. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm just one little guy with one little show. That's all. Actually, I'm one little guy with two little shows. But it's okay. I have fun. Shannon, I tell him every Friday, you guys are the best. Thank you for asking about my kid. I will always tell him you guys said hi. Do I see Christian Cage turn on the Express? All day, Ray. All day. It's only a matter of time. He's going to take full credit for getting the belts to them. And then he's going to say that they either lost him or they didn't respect him for what the work he did. But absolutely. Jim says maybe R&R Express will bring their tour to the Rumble. WWE should do something for them. They'd get over like crazy. You kidding me? Ray, you still talking about the 6M podcast on Hammer? Thanks for listening, dude. This past Tuesday's episode was on iRobot. Chris says, have I gotten any new pops? The last pop I got was for Christmas. Peter Chris as the Catman. Right? And I got Ace Frehley's. That was Spaceman's actually downstairs. So yeah, to complete my Kiss collection. That's the last ones I got. I'm out of shelf room again, dude. Sandy, who was in NXT title match this week? UK title match. I gotta watch it, dude. I gotta watch it. Dragunov versus who? Was it Jordan Devlin? Was it? Because the empty arena match? Is that what I'm thinking? Has that happened? He says he's the most awesome viewer. You haven't given me any crap this week. I appreciate that. David says it's not how many viewers you have, it's the quality of the show. David, you're the best, dude. I appreciate you. Dave says I have Tom beating Seth. I have Seth beating Roman at the Rumble. I do too, actually. I'm going to go with Phil Lindsay on that and with you for sure. You compliment yourself and then you start giving me orders, prime directives. Tom, it's time for you to hit buttons. Shane says, when are you going to close the show playing bass? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I thought about it. But you know what's funny? If I play something you guys know or play something that's caught, are they going to boot me off? Like the algorithm picks it up. Oh, no, that sounds like Metallica. Bam, you're out. Can you imagine if it's not my core audience and they're scrolling or they tune in to watch this pro wrestling show and there's a guy sitting here playing the bass and they're like, what's this crap? Who's this guy that needs a really an obvious beard trim because it's out of control playing bass on my freaking Facebook page, man? What's going on? Cats and dogs living together. It's mass hysteria. Never let it be said that I don't take care of my viewers. You can kiss my grin! Yeah, Tina says time to build more. Yeah, I need to knock out a wall. Need to knock out a wall. Toby says, how old's your kid, Toby? I forget how many I have, dude. Has he got the app? Download that Funko app. You can scan all of them into your collection, and it'll give you the value, the trending value of the pop itself. Oh, Sandy, I got to watch that match, dude. I love Jordan Devlin. I don't much like what Jordan Devlin was accused of doing. Not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Dog's good, Ray. The cats are good, too. My wife had an adventure the other day, taking them to get their claws clipped. We'll go into that some other time. Ray says he's my favorite fan. Ray's just angling for another button. Chris, you must have hit me with something. I'm going to scroll back up and find you. Bloodiest match, last battle of Atlanta, Tommy Rich versus Buzz Sawyer. Totally, I forgot all about it. And have we established that footage exists? I've seen grainy, out of focus stuff. Have we established that exists somewhere? Because I feel sure to say that's got to be up there. Because you're 100% right. Have we established that it actually exists where you can actually go watch it? I've YouTubed it before. I've looked it up. Someone even sent me something one time. But yeah. Your kid's 12. Mine's 13, dude. What would a John Moxley button do, Tim? What would you want it to say if I did a Mox button? Oh! I could do Justin Roberts introducing him. Yeah! And he gives him the John Cena introduction. Have you guys caught that? That's the John Cena introduction. Tina talking about Devlin. Devlin was accused of some stuff by the opposite sex, and I don't have details. You can go look it up if you want to. That's why he was off TV for a while, I think. Don't quote me because I don't know for sure. But he was one of those guys mentioned when stuff started blowing up. And listen, if he's not guilty, and I'm not saying he is, but whenever there's stuff thrown around, you're kind of at a loss because you don't know if it's true, don't know if it's not true. I mean, it's he says R-Truth should win the Royal Rumble and challenge Dana to get his baby back. I love Truth. We were talking about Truth last night, dude. Ray, you're the man, my friend. I appreciate you as always, brother. Toby's asking about Jay White and God on Impact. Impact has not even posted the video on their YouTube channel. And I didn't watch the show, but I'm going to go back. I think we can get it on Hulu, and I'm going to go back and watch it. What's not to love about Switchblade Jay White and Guerrillas of Destiny, dude? I love it. Sandy, you're one of my favorite fans, period, dude. Sandy was the first one of you to buy merch from me. Chris, I might look that up on Daily Motion. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, kids, guess what? We've went an hour and some change. We're going to take this thing home. I appreciate you. You guys know that. You guys are the best. I appreciate everything you guys do every week. Thank you for always tuning in. It means loads to me. The plan is to be here next Friday, high noon as always, as used to be always, right? Sometimes we have to change it depending on what's happening in the world. But yeah, that's the plan, is to be here high noon next week. Listen, kids, thanks again for being there. Thanks for always for watching, for supporting, for emailing, for texting, for all the above, for messaging and everything. You guys are the best. You guys make me want to keep coming back doing this. Please check out Tom Clark's 6M podcast, movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. It's a geek culture / pop culture podcast. We talk about everything I just mentioned and a whole lot more. That's the more part, right? I promise you'll dig that show. If for no other reason, you'll find one topic you dig. Episode 76 dropped this past Tuesday. It was on iRobot. Episode 77 is coming up next week. We're going to approach 100 episodes, I think, this year. That'll be fun, right? Awesome. New episodes every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, new episodes, okay? My stuff doesn't cost you a thing. I don't set up anything behind a paywall. So please go check out my stuff. I would very much appreciate it. And spread the word. If you've got friends that are into geek culture stuff, drop them a link. Tom Clark's 6M podcast. Okay? Please and thank you. I got a Facebook page. Follow it, dude. I would appreciate it. Any love you can show would be greatly appreciated. Suggest the show to your friends, to your family, whoever, whatever nerds or fans you have. If you're a nerd or a fan yourself, please subscribe to it, man. It means loads to me. You can see the information below. All those sites is where the 6M is also available. All right, kids, that's it for me. I'm getting out of here. Listen, thanks again, everybody. Everybody have a great weekend. All right? And we will see you next week. Thanks again, kids. See you next time. Tom Clark's Main Event.